Hi, this is Mr. Casey, and we're going to be doing equations, but multi-step. So again, we need to remember our inverse operations from the last video. Remember, addition and subtraction, multiplication, and division. Okay, so now we want to talk about steps to solving multi-step equations. So all we are doing is just we are now enhancing what we know. We're expanding on that, which means we're growing. So that way we can talk about that. So there's two things that I want to talk about. We know we want our variables on the left, and eventually that variable by itself, remember the goal is to isolate our variable. So the variables are going to equal our constants eventually, okay? So if we know that, let's go ahead and talk about that variables have a home, right? So we can call it the house of x if you would like, okay? And we have our constants that have a home, which we can call that house of c, okay? So our constants and our variable, remember variables to the left, constants to the right. So our first step when we're doing equations for multi-steps, so now we are going into the steps. The first step, as we have always talked about, is always to draw our river. The river is what's dividing our two neighborhoods, okay? So what we have to do is first we need to worry about what's going on at variables home. So we're looking at the left side, the house of x. What we first need to do is we need to distribute if there's a parentheses. And then our second step would be to combine like terms. And then our third step is to move constants to the right. Okay? We want to move the constants to the right. Now with constants home, we need to focus on that side now, so we're focusing on the right side. So right. And this is the left side, so just making sure we know. Okay, so left and right. The first step that we have to do on the right side is the same exact thing we would do on the variables home. We have to distribute. Then we would have to combine our like terms. And then on this side, if we're moving constants to the right, I'm hoping that you're thinking that we need to move our variables to the left. Okay? So, now, in this step, this is when we start moving things across the river. Our constants go to the right, and our variables go to the left. When we're crossing the river, we have to utilize inverse operations. Okay? So once we do that, we have moved our constants to the right and our variables to the left. Now the only thing that we need to focus on is to getting variable by itself, so isolating the variable, and we're going back to our goal. So our fourth step on our left side is going to be divorce, divide, remember, And then our last step would be what x equals. Okay? If we're divorcing and dividing, okay? So let's go ahead and try some practice problems. At any point during this video, if you would like to pause it or stop it, you may, as we go over some of these problems. So we're gonna start with the simple problem. I'm gonna write this down. I would like for you to write this problem down as well. -6 equals -1 plus 5k minus 2k. Okay? I want you to write this problem down, and I want you to try to solve it on your own. Okay, hopefully you have tried to do this on your own,